So hello everyone. So today we are going to learn the exception handling and custom errors in Python. So firstly, never use the build with the agent until you start to understand that what is happening in the code. So I am closing it right now. So let's start it. So exceptions are events that occur during the execution of a program that disrupt the normal flow of instructions. Python provides a robust mechanism for handling exceptions using try except blocks. This allows your program to gracefully recover from errors or unexpected situations, preventing crashes and providing informative error messages. You can also define your own custom exceptions to represent specific error conditions in your application. Let's understand basic exception handling. So the try except block is the fundamental construct for handling the exceptions. So the try block contains the code that might raise an exception. The except code blocks contains the code that will be executed if a specific exception occurs within the try block. Let's try it with an example. Let me zoom in. So let's write a function try x is equals to n by 0. As we know, division of any number by 0 is impossible, so this will raise a zero division error. As I am using the try, so it is mandatory to you write the except block, otherwise your code is not going to run. So I know that it is going to give me the zero division error, so for to accept it I'm going to write zero division error. So now I'm going to print cannot divide by 0. So now let's run the code. If we know that if we divide a number by 10 by 0, then it is going to give us the error. But right now, when we use the exception handling, we can see that we not got the error, but we got cannot divide by 0 that we handle by our exception handling. So now see that how can we handle the multiple exceptions on a single go. So we can handle multiple types of exceptions using the multiple except blocks or by specifying a tuple of exception typing in a single except block. So that's how we are going to handle multiple exceptions. Let me show you an example by handling multiple exceptions in a single go. So let me we have to start with try, and let me input a number. Result must be 10 by the number that I have entered. Now we are starting to use the except block, except zero division error. We have to write it in same case format, as otherwise it's not going to work. It is the rules of Python. I don't know the answer of why. You can't divide it by 0. Similarly for others as well. If I got the value error, for example, I just wrote a string or a character instead of a number, and I am going to got this error. So this is the thing that we can use right now. Let's run it. Let the number be 0. Let's again run it. Let the number be Let's again run it. I wrote the file, then I got the value of it. Now I not got any error. Okay. So there's an alternative method of it as well. We can use it by the using the tuple method. For example, let me comment it out. For example, I can do it in the single exception block as well. I made a tuple of zero division error and value error. So as I am naming it as E. So now to understand what actual error we have got, we can do it simply by just doing it as E. So now when I run it and when I enter the number 0, it gives me division by 0. It is an error occurred. Second, I name right one invalid literal for it. So basically, it is not giving us error. It is handling, this block is handling, but what error we are getting, we can understand it by the this statement that we have wrote. So now move ahead and let us understand that what is the use case of uh, else and finally statements. Can we use it in the try and except block or what? So let's firstly understand it by the else. So the else block is optional and is executed only if no exception occurs. Else block will be executed only if no exception occurs within the try block. It's useful for the code that should run only when the try block succeeds. And besides the finally block is also optional and is always executed. Not as the else block, it is only executed if the try block is giving no exception. So the finally block is also optional and is always executed regardless of whether an exception occurred or not. It's typically used for the cleanup operations such as closing files or releasing resources. Let us understand this else and finally statement by an example as well. Let me make the try block file. Let me open a file. Let's try one thing. I not have any file and I am just opening a file here. We are going to understand file handling in the later, but right now I choose this example as the you are going to get more exposure in the handling of the files. Content is equals to file dot read. Now we are using the except block. Except file not found error. As you can see, I have not any found. So print file not found, as simple as. Else, if try block succeeds to work, then print file read successfully, and we can also print the content, but no need. And the finally block is used when close, means finally block will always execute it, means file is closed no matter what happens, so it will ensure that. Okay, let us run it. So the file is not defined. We got the error that file is not there in this case. So what we can do right now is just make a file, but we have no file right now, so that is the case. Okay, so we can handle this as well by just remove it. File not found simply. Okay, as we can see, the finally block always executed and it gives us the error, but The before code, the print file read successfully has not printed as file not error was found, and the print file not found in the terminal. So let's go ahead and understand the next concept of the raising exceptions, that how can we raise the custom exceptions or whatever it is. You can manually raise the exception using the raise keyword. This is useful for signaling error conditions in your own code. uh, Let us understand it by one more example. Let me write the code def check age, and user have to input the age. If age is less than 18, then it has to raise error as age must be 18 और older, 18 साल से ऊपर ही होनी चाहिए. So this is the issue that we are raising, and then return. We have to grant this issue, grant the permission to it. So we are giving it the permission. Okay. So now after making the function, I am just writing a try block, print age check age. If it is age is 20, so what we are going to get in the output, X is granted. But if we print check age 16, so it is going to raise a value error. So we have to enter this except by the except block value error as E, and print error is E. So let's run this code. Okay. So we have seen that for the 20, X is granted, but when the age is less than 18, which is 16, so we have raised the value error age must be 18 or lower. It is a custom exception handling, or we have raised the exceptions that what should work in our code and what should not. So we have learned it. Now let's learn the custom exceptions. So Python allows you to define your own custom exceptions classes by creating a new classes that inherits directly or indirectly from the built-in exception class or one of its subclass. So this makes your error handling more specific and more informative as well. To understand it clearly, let us perform one more example. So let me create a class named as invalid age error. Okay. So we have to give it the value exception. So right now I am making custom exception for invalid age. I have just given it a multi-line comment for it, so there is nothing else. I am just initializing it, and after initializing self block and then message equals to age must be 18 or older as previous example. Now we are self dot message, we are creating an instant variable and storing the value of message in this instant variable. Now we are using super and then initializing it, the self dot message. Now you can easily see that what's the meaning of each function by just calling it here. For example, I choose an 8, so it is giving me that what is the use of it. So easily you can, if you find the difficulty in remembering the things, then you can just sort it out here. Let me create a one more function, verify age, and let the let the parameter be age, and the argument will be the age that we will enter. So if the age is less than 18, it is going to give us a custom error. We are going to raise it. Okay, so it is going to raise a custom error for it. Now let's give a try block, nothing, print. Now it has to verify the age of the previous code that we have written, and after that we can use the accept block. And it is going to print the error that we are going to get, that we have settled. So we have write the code. So the basic flow of the code is going to be the exception is going to have custom exception for invalid age, and then the message will be there. After that message, the age verification will be happen by the we have raised the issue invalid age error, and then it return the value welcome. Let's run the code. Age must be 18 or older. 18. Let's write 21 here. 21 is the argument we are giving. Welcome. We got the welcome. So by defining the custom exceptions, you can create a hierarchy of an exceptions that reflect the specific error conditions in your application, provide more informative error messages tailored to your application's need, make it easier for other parts of your code or other developers to handle the specific errors appropriately. Let us understand that what we have concluded from this, all the 5 examples that we have done and the exception handling that we have done right now. So the conclusion is try except blocks are essential for handling the errors and preventing the program crashes. Multiple except blocks or a tuple of exception types can be used to handle the different kinds of error. The else block executes only if no exceptions occurs in the try block. The finally block always executes, making it suitable for the cleanup task. The raise keyword allows you to manually trigger the exceptions, and you can make the exceptions of your own. Custom exceptions, or can be the subclasses of the exception, provide a way to represent the application specific errors and improve error handling clarity. As you can see on the screen, all the conclusions is there. You can pause and understand it. Okay. So thank you for this video. See you in the next lecture. If you have any doubt, would drop it into the comment box. Thank you. Bye.